This is the trader review for Monday, the 22nd of January 2023. And uh, I was looking at Nvidia today. Again, we're continuing to make higher highs. But today it seemed like we were finally struggling. My play has been to wait for the drop to go long as Nvidia continues to be strong. And so far, we haven't really slowed down after breaking out of $550. And we hit a $600 today, especially. But the pre-market seemed like it was struggling. We did make all-time highs at 605 in the pre-market, but what came back to this area and seemed to be heading down. So I was a bit careful today. We had an inside day, so a short play was gonna be good, and so that might have been the best trade on this stock today. But the market structure ended up being a normal variation day, as we respected the wide initial balance right here. Uh, we were respecting it until 950. We actually started to drive past the lower range here, broke the pre-market yesterday's range, and tried to continue pushing down below yesterday's range, but actually got bought back up, uh, but failed to break the open price. So the trade I took, it was very ugly in the open. I actually almost pulled the trigger short here. I saw the level 2, level 3 that we had stacks at 597. So uh, those stacks were there down at the bid in pre-market. So my plan was this: we could have taken a break today from all the buying, and which ended up happening. And I was expecting to get a price move back into the range or the gray area, and then reject to continue making all-time highs. So that was my idea. And then you can see here in my notes that we had a large bid, and this was going to be our wall where we bounce off, or just a stack that's going to continue dragging the price lower. So we did test 597, turn around to the penny. But all of this price action was very ugly and spready. I did see top of the range here at 603, but for an entry short, we still had a lot of stacks up at 604, 50, 605. We had a lot of stacks, but I guess we never found the buyers. So I was a bit skeptical. I thought we were gonna have a run. Excuse me. I thought we were gonna have a run after rejecting R1, and I thought I missed a trade. But we rejected, and we rejected too fast for me to make an entry. Did you see this solid red candle here? And then we drop a little more and a little more. We struggle, and then we drop again. And it is on these double tails and failing to break below the pre-market that I decided to play the rejection of R1 to attempt to make an all-time high again. And you can see here that we actually failed at 602, and that was my last profit target. I partial perhaps too aggressively. Uh, I bought a normal amount of shares, but because of the price action, I actually took 50% off here, and then 33% off on after with each partial, and ended up the day with a nice doubling the daily goal. So we ended up at 4R, 4.1R. And after this, we had this tail right here, which indicated weakness, and this was the move to take because we actually went back down through the range, which is the move we got on the long side after realizing this was a normal day, and we actually dropped even lower until 1050 where we reverse and got back to the open, but failed to close higher than that. And the logic for this trade, one important thing for today is that this ugly price action, even though it's really ugly price action, I came to the realization of two things. One is that price spent a lot of time here. We had overlapping price action, but it wasn't really spending a lot of time here at the extremes. So that told me we had a normal day, a neutral day. And so if we are going to make an entry, we cannot make an entry in the middle of the chop. We have to make an entry at the extremes where the other time frame participants are making decisions. So that's why I pulled the trigger here without even considering a strategy or a pattern, because I'm using what is called trading logic, where I take into consideration all these variables and realize and understand what the market is trying to do. And so I make an entry here against all instincts. I'm going long when everyone is trying to push the price down, but it's very obvious that the market structure was a normal day so far at this moment, despite breaking the high from the first 5 minutes. On this candle, it was not enough to overwhelm it, and so it only makes sense to make an entry at the extremes where the price was not spending a lot of time in. So yeah, so that's it. That's very interesting, and you can see here. This is what happened. Yeah, price imbalance, and those were my notes. Daily, we respect the rules. Yes, I love the days where I only take one trade. Actually, 99. I could have partial less aggressive, but once again, the move was very erratic. Uh, Canon excellent pre-market. Rep to changing conditions. Executed flawlessly. We hit gold today. Executed 100%. 2.3 and resulted in 4.1 R. So it's been a good end of the week, and we're starting this week up pretty strong. Pretty happy about it. It's a good thing when I doubled the daily goal on Monday. I need to fix this. And this was well, this one is interesting. This is a long, it's a bracket play, but it's a rejection of the selling range. So this is an XL trade. We executed balance, so we had those large stacks at the top and the bottom at the end, resulting in a winning trade and in 4.1 R. That's gonna go here towards my statistics as well. Yes, 3 and 4.1 R. So that's it for my trading review. Very proud of how I executed. Very simple, very clean, and you can see it's very evident by the price action that it was very ugly, but luckily I managed to make sense of it and made a really nice trade, and I was able to partial all the way up and not try to get all out at goal. So yeah, that's it for me today.